Okay, welcome in one and all. I'm now going to be reviewing all of Tuesday's action from the NHL. There were 8 games on tap, therefore 16 teams are hungry for 2 points in the standings. Starting with the Montreal Canadiens, who went into Washington to take on the Capitals. Take a look at the game's scoring summary from this particular game. So in the first period, Nick Suzuki would kick things off 6 minutes and 42 seconds in that frame, getting his 14th goal of the season, assisted by his best friend, Cole Caulfield. He would then double up the scoring, 7 minutes and 39 seconds in that same period, his 15th of the season, assisted by Arbor Xhekaj. Michael Pezzetta would increase the lead to 3-0 with just under 7 minutes to go, 6 minutes and 53 seconds to be exact, getting his 3rd goal of the season, assisted by Harvey Pinard. So after 20 minutes of play, it was 3-0 in favor of the Habs. In the second period, Alex Ovechkin, who always seems to have Montreal's number, would get on the score sheet, getting his 10th of the season, 6 minutes and 3 seconds in that middle period, assisted by Strome and Verhaeghe. So after 40 minutes of play, it was 3-1 in favor of Montreal. In the third period, with just under 9 minutes to go, 8 minutes and 41 seconds to be exact, Slavkovsky would increase the lead to 4-1, getting his 8th of the season from Jake Evans and Mike Matheson. Sandin would score less than 30 seconds after that, cutting the deficit in half, getting his 2nd goal of the season from John Carlson and Dylan Strome. Slavkovsky would then get his 2nd goal of the game, a power play goal with 6 minutes to go, his 9th of the season from Matheson and Nick Suzuki. So 5-2 would be the final in favor of Montreal. With that, they're now basically back around the 500 mark, 21, 21, and 8. And with the loss, the Capitals are 22, 19, and 7. These two teams are only separated by a point in the standings. All right. Next matchup took place in Boston, where we had the Bruins, and they played host to the Calgary Flames. Okay, let's just take a look at how this one unfolded. So in the first, the newest member of the Calgary Flames, Kuzmenko, would kick things off with a power play goal, getting his 9th of the season from Huberdeau and Nazem Kadri. Zari would increase the lead to 2-0 with 7 minutes to go, getting his 11th of the season, assisted by Nazem Kadri. So it was 2-0 in favor of Calgary after 20 minutes of play. Zacco would finally get the Bruins on the board with a power play goal of his own, his 11th of the season from Pasternak and Charlie Coyle. Huberdeau would increase the lead to 3-1, getting his 7th goal of the season from Kadri, who had 3 assists in this game. That goal happened 6 minutes and 23 seconds in that third period, I should say. Noah Hanifin would increase the lead to 4-1, getting a power play goal, 9th of the season from Huberdeau and Jacob Markstrom. So 4-1 would be the final score in this one. Hold on a second. So Zaka, Huberdeau, and Hanifin would actually all score in the third period, not the second. So there was no scoring in the second. 4-1 would be the final score in favor of the Flames, who have now improved to 23, 22, and 5. Still on the outside looking in when it comes to the playoffs. And despite the loss, the Bruins are 31, 10, and 9, still sitting comfortably atop of that Atlantic division. All right, staying in the Atlantic Division, where we have the Buffalo Sabres. They played host to the Dallas Stars. All right, let's see how this one unfolded. So in the first, Matt Duchene would kick things off for the Stars. Roughly 4 minutes into that period, his 18th of the season from Tyler Seguin and Marchand, a power play goal to note. In the second period, Tage Thompson would tie the game up 5 minutes and 53 seconds into that frame, his 15th of the season from Dahlin and Jeff Skinner. Sam Steele would give the Stars a 2-1 lead, 9 minutes and 4 seconds into that period, his 6th of the season, assisted by Faxa and Craig Smith. And that's where we would stand at the end of the game, so 2-1 would be the final score in favor of the Stars, who have now improved to 31, 13, and 6. They are now leading that Central Division, even though they're technically still tied with the Avalanche, with a record of 31, 13, and 6. And with the loss, the Sabres are 22, 24, and 4. All right, now we're off to Carolina, we have the Hurricanes. They were playing host to the Vancouver Canucks. All right, let's take a look at this matchup. So in the first, Martinook would kick things off for the Hurricanes, getting a shorthanded marker, his 8th of the season, assisted by Teravainen. Lindholm would get his first goal as a member of the Vancouver Canucks on a power play late in that period with 2 minutes and 37 seconds to be exact. His 10th of the season from Quinn Hughes and Elias Pettersson. So after one period of play, we're all knotted up at 1. In the second, Lindholm would get his second goal of the game, his 11th of the season from Quinn Hughes and Besser, a power play goal with 3.5 minutes to go. And then with a minute and a half to go, Sebastian Aho would tie the game up at 2, getting a power play goal of his own, his 18th of the season from Brett Burns and Seth Jarvis. In the third period, just a lone goal to report, JT Miller would get the game-winning goal with exactly 4 minutes into that period. His 22nd of the season from Besser and Tyler Myers. So 3-2 would be where we'd stand at the end of regulation. So with the victory, the Canucks have now improved to 34-11-5, still sitting comfortably atop of that Pacific Division. And despite the loss, the Hurricanes are 28-16-5. They are still second in that Metropolitan Division. Okay, the next matchup takes place in Florida. We have the Panthers. They played host to the Philadelphia Flyers. All right, let's see how this game went. So in the first, Verhaeghe would get a power play goal at 9 minutes, 22 seconds into that period. There's no assists on his score. That would be his 25th of the season. In the second period, with just under 7 minutes to go, 6 minutes and 27 seconds to be exact, to connect me would tie the game up, getting his 23rd of the season from Farabee and Sean Walker. In the third period, 2 minutes and 36 seconds into that frame, Cates would get the game-winning goal. Excuse me. His second of the season, 2-1 would be the final in favor of the Flyers. So with the victory, they have now improved to 26-19-6. They are sitting third in that Metropolitan Division. And despite the loss, the Panthers are 31-15-4. They are sitting second in the Atlantic Division. All right, now we're off to the Steel City, where we have the Pittsburgh Penguins, and they played against the Winnipeg Jets. Okay, let's take a look at this game. So the first, Chris Letang would kick things off for the Penguins, getting his 4th of the season, 7 minutes and 16 seconds into that frame. In the second period, Jeff Carter would increase the lead to 2-0 with a power play goal, his 6th of the year from Lars Eller and Erik Karlsson. Rust would get a power play goal of his own a minute and a half after that, his 12th of the season from Gensel and Sidney Crosby. And that's where we'd stand at the end of regulation. The Penguins would get a 3-0 shutout over the Winnipeg Jets. So with the victory, the Penguins are 23-17-7, still fighting for a playoff spot. And despite the loss, the Winnipeg Jets are 30-13-5. They are sitting third in that Central Division. All right, now we're off to New Jersey, where they have the Devils playing host to the Colorado Avalanche. This would be a high-scoring affair to say the least, compared to the 2-0, the 3-1s that I've reviewed so far. So Rantanen would kick things off just a minute and 23 seconds into that first period, his 28th of the season, assisted by Jonathan Drouin. And I always question, why was Jonathan Drouin not this efficient with Montreal? Tierney would get his first goal of the season for the New Jersey Devils. 2 minutes and 5 seconds, so less than a minute after Rantanen opened up the scoring, assisted by Nemec and Ball. In the second period, Bratt would give the Devils a 2-1 lead, his 20th of the season from Shear and Balat. Mercer would increase the lead to 3-1, getting his 14th of the year from Mericala and Meyer. So after 40 minutes of play, it was 3-1 in favor of the Devils. In the third, Makar would cut the deficit to 3-2, getting his 13th of the season from Arturi Lehkonen, 8 minutes and 29 seconds into that frame. And then less than 30 seconds after that, Girard would tie the game up, 8 minutes and 58 seconds to be exact, getting his second goal of the season from Jonathan Drouin, who else, and Byram. Marino would get a late goal for the New Jersey Devils, 2 minutes and 17 seconds to be exact, his fourth of the season from his Shear and Bratt. And then Hall would get an empty netter with just 2 seconds to go in the game, recording his 11th goal of the season, giving the Devils a 5-3 lead, and that's where we would stand at the end of regulation. So with the victory, the Devils are 25-20-3. They're also still chasing a playoff spot, and despite the loss, the Avalanche are still second in that Central Division with a record of 32-15-4. All right, and the last game, I do believe, from Monday took place between two teams from the Pacific, as we had the Oilers, who were continuing their hot streak, heading into Vegas, who were looking to stop said streak. So in the first, Connor McDavid would get a shorthanded goal 4 minutes and 35 seconds into that frame, getting his 21st of the season from Draisaitl and Desharnais. Nick Waugh would score with just under 2 minutes to go, 1 minute and 54 seconds to be exact, getting his 10th of the season from Pietrangelo. So it was 1-1 after 20 minutes of play. There was no scoring in the second, so you have to jump all the way ahead to the third period, where Chandler Stevenson would score 1 minute and 24 seconds in that third frame, his 9th of the season from Marchessault and Cotter. William Karlsson would add a late goal with just 33 seconds to go, his 16th of the season from Stevenson and Mark Stones. So the Vegas Golden Knights were finally able to stop the Oilers' 16-game winning streak and got a victory over their Pacific Division rivals. So with the victory, the Vegas Golden Knights have improved to 30-15-6, still sitting second in that Pacific Division. And with the loss, the Oilers are 29-16-1. They're now 7 points behind Vegas for second place in that same division. All right, that takes care of my recap from Tuesday night. As always, if you're new to this channel and you like this type of content, please feel free to hit the sub button. I'd be very grateful and very appreciative. And until next time, take care.